So the complement cascade has 3 phases, and there's an initiation phase that can be one of 3 pathways, and I've shown in red the alternative pathway because that's what's relevant to us today. And I've also shown at the bottom that there's indiscriminate and spontaneous activation. So what does that mean? That means in each one of you right now, as you're listening to me, your complement cascade is active. You are activating C3 right now. Is that good or is that bad? Well, it's obviously got to be good or it wouldn't be happening, but if it happens in an uncontrolled manner, then it's bad, and that's what leads to a number of complement-mediated diseases. Now, I've shown you C3 as a model, and C3 is incredibly complex, and it's incredibly dynamic. It's like when you it's like a hose. I mean, like when you try and pick up a hose, it always changes shape. And C3, as it goes from C3 to C3B to C3C, as it changes and gets another letter after the number, it's changing shape. And because it's changing shape, that means studying it and figuring out what it does is really, really complicated. So I'll just call it C3C, C3 there. So what happens after initiation is we have amplification. And amplification means in all of us that C3 is activated to C3b, and it attaches to a factor B on that, so you get this molecule called C3BBB, and that's your C3 convertase. And you've all heard of it, and you didn't understand what it was probably, but that's forming in all of us all the time, but it's being tightly controlled. And it's amplified. Over the course, when your complement system is activated, over the course of a quarter of an hour, you get 10 billion molecules of C3b that are generated. And that's a huge number. I did a Google search for what is 10 billion so that I could show you like grains of sand, and I couldn't find a good one, but it's a huge, huge number. It's exquisitely amplified, and it needs to be controlled really tightly. And the end result is the effector phase of complement, where you either get inflammation, lysis, or opsonization. Opsonization means whatever has the complement stuck on it gets eaten up. So that's all really good. It's really good if it's controlled, and it's really bad if it's not controlled. So exquisite control is necessary.